All right, boom, let's go, Bourbon Quest. It's back at it for another round of Mash Madness. Whew. Be glad this first round's over. All right, what do we have for you today? Anyways, this will be going up. I'm filming today, March 1st. It'll go up on March 2nd. But hey, it is the first day of March when I'm filming this. I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The weather has turned to where it's nice, warm, and sunny out there. I just pray to God that continues. So nice today. But anyways, we're jumping into some whiskey. You know it. So what do I have for you today? In this matchup, we are back up in the East region. And this is going to be a classic Tennessee, Kentucky smackdown. So what do we have? We have Jack Daniel's 10-year-old Tennessee whiskey. The first age statement on Jack Daniel's in 100 years. Can't wait. Going up against, from Kentucky, Jim Beam single barrel. Yeah. That's what we got for you. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and see what's happening in these glasses. Again, don't pay attention to what glass is behind what bottle because I have no clue. They've been mixed up using a very high-tech, dangerous, sophisticated, proprietary process approved by NASA. So don't try this at home. I'm a professional. That's a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, all right, let's get right into it. I mean, I'm just looking at the second one and looking at this one. There's a distinct difference in the color there. I don't usually go a whole lot off of that, but this definitely has a nicer, richer, deeper, darker color. I mean, I definitely get plenty of oak, banana, barrel char, caramel, banana. What else is there? Definitely get the proof, oak, caramel, banana, and some cherry. All right. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, you definitely get that proof and that barrel char and oak and banana, a hint of cherry. Decent finish. It's pretty good. I won't say it's great, but it's pretty good. As always, stay hydrated, my friends. Alright. Let's go in for a second sip. You definitely get that barrel char and that oak and then banana, cherry. It's good. It's nothing fantastic or great in my opinion. Kind of weird. Alright, I'm going to cleanse the palate and go into the second one. This one comes off obviously a lot softer on the nose. Not as much of that oakiness and char, more nuttiness. Get a lot of nut on that. A little bit astringent. Alright, let's see what the palate says. I think I prefer the nose on the first one, even though it wasn't that great. This one's not either. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Definitely get like peanut, a little bit of apple, and caramel, vanilla. Much softer, not as much of a mouthfeel or finish. It tastes good. It tastes delicious. These are completely different. This is going to be kind of tough because they're not close in either. They're totally distinctive both on the nose and on the palate. Neither one's bad, neither one's great. So it's going to come down to just kind of the mood I'm in. I mean, honestly, I think it could go either way. I'm leaning one way just slightly, but let's cleanse the palate and go back the other way. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, you definitely get that like peanut and then caramel. Not much finish. Not a lot of complexity. Not any real mouthfeel or I don't know. It's crushable. It tastes good. Not a lot of complexity or overall experience on that. Let's cleanse the palate one more time and go back to number one. I don't think either one's great or I don't think either one's bad. The nose is definitely better on this first one. Just more complexity, more richness, fuller. Definitely get that oak and char, banana, a touch of cherry, caramel. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it slightly over to the first one. Just a little bit more complexity, a little bit deeper and richer in the notes that it does offer. Again, nothing spectacular or fantastic. The second one's definitely crushable. This is a little bit more of a, I mean, they're both, I mean, I always basically 95% of the time drink my whiskey and bourbon neat. So, but this is, much more crushable. This is going to last longer, give you more of an experience. But again, nothing freaking fantastic about it. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Let's finish this off and then we'll reveal the winner. So the winner is going to go to the first one. Let's see which one that is. The winner is Tennessee Jack Daniel's 10-year-old Tennessee whiskey. Ha! And I mean, the age statement's freaking cool. The bottle's cool. First time an age statement on Jack Daniel's in 100 years. Jim Beam goes down. And it's good. I mean, it's delicious. It's just, very simple. I mean, definitely crushable. And again, I don't think this Jack Daniel's 10-year-old is great by any means. It's Jack Daniel's aged 10 years. I mean, which does give it more of that oakiness and more barrel char. But I didn't find anything spectacular about it. People were asking me, last fall when that came out, when I was fortunate enough to get one. I was glad I did. And I got it for MSRP, which I believe was $70. It might have been I think it was $70. And irregardless. And yeah, it's probably worth that, especially with it being the first age statement in 100 years. I'd maybe, I wouldn't, I've already had one, so I would not buy a second one for more than MSRP. If I did not own one, I'd probably go up to $100, but it's not great. It's good, but it's not great. Now the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill, that's freaking amazing. But this Jack Daniel's 10-year, and I'm a Jack Daniel's fan, obviously, but I didn't find anything great about that, other than it was a cool bottle. Like seeing the age statement on there, but as far as the experience goes, you didn't miss out on anything. It's not great. It's good. And that's as far as I can go. And this Jim Beam single barrel is quite delicious too. Just, you know, not as complex as the Jack 10, but it's good. I still recommend it. I mean, it's good. It's delicious. It's totally crushable. Let's have one more little sip now that we know what they are. But it's also, I mean, it's very light in color. And let's give you some specifics on this. So, the Jack Daniels, it is obviously a limited release. It's 97 proof. And then the Jim Beam single barrel is 108 proof. Yeah, 108 proof. But down goes Jim. And congratulations, Jack Daniels, for moving on. Yeah. So, another Tennessee-Kentucky showdown. This time, Tennessee prevails. But this Jim Beam is good, too. It just, not very complex. Not, you know, a whole lot there. But I would definitely sip on this in an afternoon and enjoy it. Alright, well, that's the results. Jack Daniels 10-year-old is moving on. Jim Beam single barrel is hitting the road. And we'll be back for another episode before you know it. We'll be staying in the East region with another matchup here in a little bit. So be sure to stay tuned. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, yep. And ring that bell. That does yourself a favor so that you don't. So hitting the subscribe button does me a favor, helps analytics and subscriptions, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't cost you anything, so take that second, hit subscribe, and then do yourself a favor and hit that bell for notifications. That way you get notified on your mobile device each and every time a new video comes out. We put out a ton of content, so you don't want to miss any of that. And then feel free to leave a comment. Smash that like button. That helps me out a great deal too by smashing that like button. That's that little thumbs up button. And then feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this, your experience, and anything else that you want to comment on. But that's going to do it. Jack Daniels 10-year-old moves on. Jim Beam is out of here. And we'll be back again. But before I sign off to the camera, I just want to say, as always, that my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Haha. Good job, Jack. Sorry, Jim. Maybe next time. Maybe not. I don't know.